Good evening and welcome to the second ever episode of the Football Talk Show. I am in fact not Hemsey, I am Shane O'Mac and I will be hosting today's episode. Hemsey Malone.
Finally professional doing it.
Thank you. Hemsey Malone on the left. Say hello, Emma. The blonde bombshell, Gogs Gogner on the right.
Hello.
Indeed. And we're here to talk about the next 5 teams. I mean 5 teams in the list of the Premiership.
Very Booker T that was.
I know, I was going to go 5 times. Then I realised it's 5 teams. So kind of said, you know what? Let's stick to 2 goes and then we'll go for it. So we're going to talk about the next 5 teams in the Premiership table. Obviously, we're going alphabetically. So on this list today, we're going to be talking about Palace, Everton, Fulham, Leeds and Leicester. Of course, Leicester on the right. We're going to be having quite an in-depth conversation about them. Can they improve on last season's performance, or are they going to go backwards? Losing Ben Chilwell recently. Are they going to add? Are they going to strengthen? But it's the same question for everyone. So let's start with Crystal Palace. Hemel, talk to us about Palace.
Yeah, I think Palace, Roy Hodgson, good manager.
Tottenham rival. London.
Sorry? Tottenham rival, yeah. Well, so how many London teams are there to rival Tottenham? That's the disadvantage we had when
I think God
fighting these lot for the title that season. That's what it was, man. But that could be a whole different episode. Is it? Yeah, I think Zaha's a good player. And then they've got Townsend, MacArthur, and then it's gonna be interesting to see who they play up front. Ayew was playing a lot last year, wasn't he? So you've got Benteke as well.
He's suspended, I believe, for the opening 2 games of the season.
I just think Hodgson knows what he's doing.
Benteke got sent off against Villa.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, towards the end of the season.
Yeah, Hodgson knows what he's doing. I think they'll finish about 12th, and I think Zaha. I think he could return. He's got potential to return more points, definitely.
Cogs?
Palace. One of the worst away days you'll do, just in terms of travelling there, right? But when you're there, it's one of the best away days.
So you heard it first. One bad day, but can be a good day.
Yeah, it can. Everyone will know this. Anyone that's been to Crystal Palace to travel there, it's one of the worst things you could do. I loved it when we went there when we won the Championship, Premier League. Brilliant. Yes, I'm going to get it in every episode. I don't care what you got to say. In terms of a team, I think they're going to struggle. Zaha is a 1 in 10 kind of guy. Doesn't deliver enough. How is he worth 18 million, right? But he's delivering 3 assists,
4 goals and 6 assists.
Yeah, 4 goals. That's look. So he's contributed towards 10 goals and he's worth 18 million pounds.
It's actually pretty high ratio to Palace. They were one of the worst goal scoring teams in the league.
Yeah, they were. But I still think he's overrated. He needs to start delivering. But I think their go-to man is going to be Andros Townsend. Sorry, he's good. He'd be cheap on FPL as well. And he scores some worldies, don't he?
He has scored a few. I mean, that Palace goal a couple of seasons back, I don't think anyone's forgotten that volley.
The one against Man City.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful goal.
So position?
I think they'll struggle. So 15th, 16th.
And player to watch, Andros Townsend.
Yeah, Townsend for me.
6 million on fantasy football. For me, I think Palace they've got the solidity.
Sorry.
That's fine. I think it's all dependent on whether they keep Wilfried Zaha. I think Ebi Eze should be arriving there, and he's quite a good player, for a championship quality player, and he's quite entertaining. For me, I think Zaha's going to deliver more than 4 goals and 6 assists this season if he stays at Palace. Obviously, it's still debatable, but at this present moment, I would pick him as my go-to Palace player. I think if you were going to go for a cheeky buy, Nathan Ferguson at right back for Palace, he's signed for free from West Brom. He wouldn't be a bad shot at 4 million, and I think he's going to get.
How much is Mitrovic worth?
Mitrovic is 6.
What's it called? Not Mitrovic, Mihalovic, is it?
Yeah.
Mihalovic. I think he's 6.5.
Because he gets goals, doesn't he?
He didn't get as many penalties last season. Maybe Zaha wasn't getting many last season.
But he's got that potential to score at least 5 or 6.
He's also their set piece taker as well, so he takes their corners and free kicks. So he's also again, it's a similar kind of feel to Mitrovic. In fact, cards, but also gets you points. So for me, Palace, I'm looking at 12th to 13th, and Zaha or Ferguson. Right, next team on the list.
Quick question before we go. I'll throw it out to you both. Is Zaha going to be at Palace at the beginning of the season?
I say yeah. I don't think anyone's going to pay £80 million. He was silly enough to sign a 5-year contract 4 years ago.
All right. Say if Arsenal come in and say, all right, 50 million, do Palace take it under the current circumstances with coronavirus as well? Requiring the money. Do you think they'll take it?
No.
No, I don't think that.
If I was to shoot at one team in the Premiership, maybe getting Zaha, if they were willing to pay the money, Everton. Mainly because of the fact no one else wants to go to Everton. Gabriel Magalhaes was offered. He had a medical at Everton, and now he's signing for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Ancelotti has got appeal, obviously, James Rodriguez, but let's be perfectly honest, if other teams were after James Rodriguez, who are higher up, would he choose Everton? Absolutely not. He's only going to Everton because no one else wants him or willing to pay his wages, and he's going to get game time. So in my answer to that, yes, I think Zaha will remain at Palace this season.
Just thought I'd drop it in there to see what your opinion was.
Next team. Let me get my alphabet right. Everton.
Everton. They'll be trying to break into the Champions League spots, but I think they're going to lack that little bit of quality managers class. I think Richarlison is the player to watch. I think he'll get points. He's a regular point scorer, dream team, fantasy football. And I will go with them finishing 8th. I think they'll struggle to crack the top 4.
Yeah, same here. I think as a club, they're one of them clubs that are continually underachieving for the big stature that they say they are. Richard Alson, quality player. You know, he's that mind my language. He's that asshole that everyone needs, right, in a team. He just winds everyone up, and he's dirty, but he's also quite skillful at the same time.
I think that's a bit unfair. I don't think Richarlison does wind people. I think he's physical.
Oh, no,
but I think he gets fouled a hell of a lot.
I think you know what I mean. What I mean by that wind up or a bit of an asshole, as he's got that temperament to lose it. He's got that Brazilian dynamo in him, hasn't he? Yeah. You know, one thing, and bam, he could get sent off.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's their star man, hands down, isn't he? You know what I mean? Got Theo Walcott play for him. I don't know how he's still a footballer, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think that's where Arsenal players go to retire. I mean, Alex Iwobi, Theo Walcott.
It's like an Arsenal retirement home.
Yeah. He used to be United. Darren Gibson, Phil Neville, they all went there as well.
And Chelsea use Arsenal as a retirement home.
Exactly,
so,
indeed.
Yeah, but I think that the expectation would be top 6. I think that's what they expect. I think that's realistically top 10. I think they'll finish 9th.
Player to watch, Richarlison as well?
Yeah, Richarlison for me, quality player.
For me, I think Everton, the biggest problem with Everton is until they replace Jordan Pickford, who is clearly not England's #1 goalkeeper, he's just too inconsistent in terms of his performances. Great shot stopper on his day, but the simple things. I mean, the prime example was that Liverpool-Everton game in the last minute when he fumbled the ball straight to Divock Origi, point blank header.
He's a massive liability for a team that want to be challenging for stuff.
Exactly. You can't get Champions League football or European football with a goalkeeper like that. I personally think until they address those fundamental issues, they are going to be mid-table, 8th, 9th, 10th kind of team, even with Richarlison there. I think Richarlison has more likely going to be moving to another club in a high European stature than Everton getting into the Champions League or into the Europa League, to be perfectly honest.
Where are you thinking?
I'm going 10th.
I mean
Richarlison in terms of club.
Yeah. Where do you think he'll go? He won't get Barca now.
I don't know. I think
Messi goes.
Straight swap?
Again, unlikely on the straight swap. But if you were to ask me honestly, I'd like Richarlison to go to an Atletico Madrid. If I was to pick a team.
Oh God, imagine him and Diego up front.
That work ethic. He's that type of striker. He suits Diego Simeone.
He won't get into the likes of PSG.
Oh no, of course not. I mean, it would be very difficult. I mean, we say that, but Choupo-Moting, he was a Stoke player, and he managed to get into the PSG squad. Yeah, I'm going 10th and player to watch. I'm going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go with Michael Keane at 5 million for a player to watch. I think he could get you a few points from set pieces and scoring goals. Not necessarily clean sheets, of course. Jordan Pickford's still there, but definitely can get you some points. Next team, Fulham. Gogs, start us off.
Fulham. I like them. They played some quality football in the Championship last season. They ended it well and deservedly got promoted. My only concern for them is playing Championship football and playing Premiership football is massively different.
It's two different things. Yeah.
Like when Leicester got promoted, we smashed the Championship, and for the first 10 games we were good. We beat Man U 5-3.
Yeah,
remember? We beat Man U 5-3.
I do remember.
Yeah, and then from there we went on a we didn't win nothing. We didn't get a point for like 10, 15 games. So it's all about playing this nice fancy football if you've got the right players. And I think Scott Parker needs to invest wisely. Sorry, that's a ring doorbell going off. He needs to invest wisely into proven Premiership players. Not with ones that getting on loan from Championship or whatever it is. I think for them to stay up, they need some proven quality, but they need the financial clout as well. So For me, I think they'll struggle, and I think they'll get relegated.
Relegation candidates.
Yeah.
Player to watch?
Byron.
So, Joe Byron.
Yeah.
The left back.
Byron Berger.
I don't say that, mate.
Well, we
Talking
have
about-
just eaten.
I was just talking about Byron Berger, how they closed it down.
No,
But anyway,
terrible,
another
terrible.
story.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Hemel.
Yeah,
Fulham.
Fulham. I like Fulham. I think Scott Parker, class manager, got him playing good football. I like Josh Onoma. I think he's gonna.
Try to say that the mouthful.
He's a good player, and I think he could get a lot of points. So I think Fulham will finish reasonably high. I think they're good enough. I'm saying 12th.
So Fulham, for me, I'm going to put them down as my relegation bottom of the table. Next hurting because I'm looking up team because that's where they're going to stay. No, I think so. From what I understand and what I've seen of them in the transfer market,
How can that be though? Because Villa are going to be there, aren't they?
no, Villa were there on your list. I have Villa 19th. So if you do watch episode 1, the link is in the description below. I put Villa 19th, just clarifying that. So I'm putting Fulham 20th now. So that's where I am. I'll have one more team for the relegations. We'll talk about that one in another episode. So Fulham for
Man
me,
United
possession based.
getting relegated.
Wow. So am I allowed to finish? Thank you.
Carry on, sir.
So Fulham are, in my eyes, a possession-based football team, and I watched them play a few games. I like their possession-based game, but it does not work in the Premiership. Teams are much more higher tempo, pick you off, break at pace, and they will punish teams like Fulham who hold the ball too long.
They tried to play that kind of football last time they got relegated.
Oh yeah, it's attractive. And the problem is, I don't think Fulham are going to be spending as much money as Fulham fans necessarily would like to think, because they're going to use the players they already got before when they got relegated. So an example of that is Anguissa. He was on loan at Betis last season. He's now back at Fulham, and they've rejected a bid for 22.5 million from Villarreal. So clearly with the intent that he's going to get game time. I think they're better. I think they understand a lot more, but I still think they're going to get punished by teams who are more ruthless than they are.
They'll definitely get punished by the top 6.
Oh yeah, of course. But I think it'll even be teams like your West Hams, your Evertons, your Leicesters, your Tottenhams. Those teams as well will punish them. That's not saying that Leicester and Spurs won't finish in the top 6. I'm saying these are teams that I'm giving examples of that will punish them for keeping possession for too long.
Yeah.
I have Alexander Mitrovic down as the player to watch for Fulham. I think a lot of people will. He's 6 million. He's a striker. He's going to play week in and week out. He scored 14 goals, I think, last time they go in the Premiership when they got relegated. He will get cards. He will get yellows. He will get reds. Don't expect him to be in your team every week, but he will get you points. So, yeah, that's for me. Leeds United are next. Gogs.
Leeds. Cracking night out, to be fair. Cracking night out. Great people. Can't wait to go back. Just a shame that can't go on an away day to Leeds. But Leeds as a club, they've been really unfortunate the last 10, 12 years, getting relegated and the Championship and into League One, and then all that happened. A club, they're one of the biggest clubs in England, historical, right? Yeah. They're definitely bigger than, for me, bigger than your Man Cities of this world, right? Definitely bigger than Tottenham's of this world. Not big enough.
I knew his mind. I knew it was
not big enough.
Well, they were one of the first to introduce the youth into the system. I mean, you're talking about Harry Kewell.
David Leary. I was literally watching Premier League years. Was it today? 01, 02. And they were absolutely hammering everyone. They had Ferdinand, Kewell, they had Boyer. They had a quality team, but it was just badly run and they got relegated. But it's good to see them back. So welcome back, Leeds. For me, it could go either one way or the other. They could spend loads of money, which we know they've got the financial clout there to do it, and they could be successful, or they could do a Villa, spend loads of money, and not be so successful. I think they're going to have a really good season. I think they'll finish around about 10th. And my star man for them will be Mr. Phillips himself. Cracking midfielder, I think he's got so much potential.
Calvin Phillips.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips. So much potential there. Yeah, he might not get you, the 200 points that you require from your FPL, but from a season point of view, I think he's going to be their standard performer. Gets the ball well, distributes it well. He's that old-fashioned kind of midfielder. And well done on your recent call-up to England. So well done.
Congratulations, Hemel.
Yeah, Leeds, like Gogs was saying, could finish anywhere. Depends how much money they spend. Big fan base. If they get rolling, they could do what Leicester did last season and sort of flop the Champions League spots. Calvin Phillips is, for me, is the buy. I think he's got an upside in terms of points, so I think he's the player to buy. I think they're going to finish 9th. Okay.
The mid-table finish.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm really looking forward to the Leeds Man United games. I think they were one of the
It's gonna be-
staple games I
be
used to
tasty,
love
isn't it?
and watch. I used to watch them with so much intensity. I think I put that in the brackets with the Liverpool games. Leeds as a football team, Bielsa's a very, very good coach, very, very good manager, and very tactically savvy. He knows how to change his game. He's taken the same team that struggled in the Championship and taken them to the Premiership. He's not added as much as people think. Yes, he's got players in. He's got an older, more experienced Pablo Hernandez. He's now looking like he's going to be bringing in Rodrigo. He's using his knowledge of that base to bring those types of players in.
You're right. For them to be successful, they cannot have Bamford
Oh yeah,
getting them the goals. No disrespect to him. Yeah, he's a good player when it comes to being in Championship, but
yeah, he's a
He's-
Championship striker
he's
without doubt.
not Premier League proven, is he?
If I was to put them in, I mean, I'm fairly similar with you guys. I'm looking at a 12. I'm going to go 12th. And I think player to watch for them is going to be Luke Ayling, the left back. I think their fullbacks get forward quite frequently, and they are a team that work with fullbacks high up. Him and Stuart Dallas.
But will they do that in the Premier League?
Yeah, I think they
Will
will.
they be able to do that against the likes of City, Liverpool?
But again, from what you said before, there's two ways this could go. We could be looking at a Sheffield United where Enda Stevens and George Baldock are getting forward and getting you 100 points in the season. Or you could end up having a Norwich where Jamal Lewis and Max Aaron, who were supposed to be considered the two most talented youngsters coming through the Championship, got you under 100, less than 100 points. But their defence was poor. I don't see Bielsa letting that Leeds defence crumble the way Norwich's did. So for me,
They've got history, the Leeds. They've got history of crumbling.
I don't think they will. I think this is too big of an opportunity for those Leeds players to
Yeah.
get back in the Premiership. I think they're going to stay up, and they have a better strength of depth in my eyes, and they've got a better manager for sure. So on to the one Gogs has been waiting for.
The former champions, Premier League champions.
Leicester
Do you
City.
remember when we won it?
Before you start, I'm going to actually let
Oh,
Hemsy Malone start.
Can we just clarify who's the better sponsor, Nike or Adidas? I think Nike are the one, you know.
Yeah,
Can
but
you-
it stands for
I
here
mean-
all day arguing about success. What does Nike stand for?
Right, Leicester City. Let's talk Leicester City. Okay. So, in all honesty, I think Leicester fully flopped at the end of the season. Yeah, and Gogs was pretty much in tears at the end. I think they're going to struggle. I think they're still going to be hungover. I think if it starts badly, they could go into 3-4.
Well, we
I'm
know
going for 18th spot. 18th spot, and I am going for their star player to be VAR. No, I'm joking.
So
I'm
to
gonna-
clarify, they're going to finish 18th, and VAR is going to be their best player.
Yeah.
Hey, you've got the DY though.
Hey?
You've got the DY.
I think
Vardy.
Vardy.
Oh yes, I did not. Yes, to be fair, if I'm going to go dream team, Vardy will get a few goals because he just plays.
Signed a new contract
man.
extension as well. Happy with that?
Yeah. I'll go Vardy.
Yes, very happy. Just going back what he just said. Yes, we did crumble. Lockdown came out at the wrong time. We crumbled, but we weren't playing well before then. And I had my reservations about what could happen if we carry on playing as badly as we did. We could go into free fall. It happened many years ago when we lost to Wickham in the FA Cup and got relegated next season. But I'm hoping that's not happens this year. Vardy signed a brand new contract. Finally got rid of Chilwell. I've got left foot, but I don't need to use it.
So quick question on that one. Ben Chilwell leaving.
Yes.
So he left yesterday, signed for Chelsea. Would you
Good luck.
Would you like a new left back in, or do you think Luke Thomas is ready to
No,
start?
Luke Thomas. For a 19-year-old to have that kind of weight or expectation on him is too much. He's an up-and-coming left back. He played well in lockdown. He did. He got went down the flanks. Got some really good
He
crosses in.
did all right. I think a couple of times he got found out, but really none of the goals that I saw were his fault. I couldn't blame him for much.
No, the ones against Spurs, he did lose possession, but he's 19 years old. What do you expect from a 19-year-old?
Well, I mean, the Bournemouth one, he didn't play, did he? Ryan Bennett started.
Yeah, Ryan Bennett. God, that was awful. But I think expectations. I think one of the worst things that potentially could have happened to Leicester was winning the league, and I mean that in the nicest way possible because everyone expects us to be successful every year. But really, we have to be realistic. I think if we hit top 6, that'd be a really good season. Expectation, I think, will be top 8 with a good cup run. And I think our player of the season this year, Starman, when he's back fully fit, will be Ricardo. Ricardo is by far the best right back in the league. I don't care what anyone says. Right? Wan-Bissaka, blah blah blah.
Doherty, man. Easily the best.
See, as a United fan, I haven't even started what
Shut
I'm going
up.
to say about Leicester. So,
Mate, you shot up with your team as well.
so you're putting realistic expectations or hopeful expectations?
No, I think we'll finish 7th.
7th. So, how many are you sticking to 18th, or would you like to change that?
18th.
Okay, so
Should we put a wager on it live on camera?
So what exactly is the wager?
shirt. I'm thinking a shirt bet for the end of the season. If Leicester don't get relegated at 18th, you have to wear a Leicester top for a whole episode of one of our shows.
Yeah, go
Oh
on.
no! I think we could do better than that. You have to wear a whole top for the whole day, and you have to go around walking around Leicester in it.
And we do the episode on that.
And you
as
can put it
well.
on Instagram, Facebook,
Fine.
Snapchat, all of it.
Fine.
And that is if
That's a
If Leicester get relegated, then what?
hey, I'll wear a Spurs Spurs top.
Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Sorted. Alright, I'll
Deal.
do it. I'll do it. Don't believe I'm agreeing to this,
Yeah.
but
Okay, so the Leicester top is.
Should
How about I think you're probably going to need.
coronavirus.
Oh yeah, coronavirus. Yeah,
You're probably going to need an extra large top the amount of food you've been eating recently.
yeah.
But anyway, my expectations on Leicester. I think lockdown did come at a bad time for them. I think the suspensions and injuries they suffered were horrendous. I think it couldn't have happened to a worse area of a pitch. The defence got absolutely mullered.
Got smashed, mate.
I mean, losing Soyuncu, then losing. Ryan Bennett's not even a defender, so.
But we lost Ricardo. ACL.
Ricardo was before. Ben Chilwell was before, and he never recovered. Actually, no, he was there for the Watford game. Scored that worldie,
Yeah,
but they lost him.
Yeah, but that's one thing he did. But
So the downside to Leicester situation start of next season, they still have to replace Ben Chilwell, which I imagine they will do. So there's been talk of the Ajax left back,
yep,
Tafarico.
Yep.
He's been linked. Ricardo Pereira is still expected to miss the start of the season, so
should be back around by October.
October
hopefully.
1st, I think they're saying. James
Yeah.
Justin will take over there. He did okay. Not
James
great going forward, I don't think.
He
personally.
hasn't got the power, and he hasn't got that necessary know-how about what to do in the final third. But as a defender, I would prefer him in my team over Chilwell any day.
Johnny Evans missing the first 3 games of the season for that straight red against
Silly
United.
though, wasn't it? Silly.
So we expect Wes
But-
Morgan to start with.
No,
Soyuncu.
I don't think we will. I think we'll have Soyuncu. We put in a bid in for another Turkish defender today. From what I hear, but I think if it's not that, then Benkovic will start.
Benkovic, haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, it was on loan from. It was on loan to Bristol. Had a decent
Bristol City or Bristol Rovers?
Bristol City.
Oh wow, Bristol City.
He scored a worldie for them. Well, from outside the box. But he's a good up and coming defender. We spent like 12, 15 million on him, whatever it was, at the same time we bought Soyuncu. So I expect to fully see that, or Morgan, or both. But we don't know.
So if I was to put position, I'm actually going to agree with Gogs on this one. I've got Leicester 7th. I think with the investment of the other teams above them, plus the investment from teams like Spurs and Arsenal, I think they're going to catch up now. I think the player to watch is actually Harvey Barnes at 7 million. I think he could actually turn out to be a very, very good acquisition.
If Harvey Barnes, and I'm not battering me here, if Harvey Barnes had a bit more composure and had a bit more upfront about him, he could have easily got 15 goals last season.
Oh, agreed. There was a lot of occasions where he had chances.
The amount of chances, but the good thing for him, he was in those positions to get there. I think he got 8 goals, maybe 8 goals. But
He delivered.
Good season, but I think good shot that is, to be fair.
So, those are the next 5 teams on the list. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode of the Football Talk Show, episode 3, where we'll be discussing the next 5 teams on that. And yes, this episode has got some big teams in there. We're talking Liverpool, we're talking City, we're talking United. There is no Tottenham, so don't worry about that episode. That episode's you can snooze. No, I'm joking. Watch it. It'll be entertaining as well. But thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.
Bye.